Om. 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 Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Yo Antah Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuptam सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् समचरणसरोज सान्द्रनीलाम्बुदाभम् जगन्निहितपाणिम् मण्डनम् मण्डनानाम् तरुणतुलसीमाला कन्धरम् कञ्जनेत्रम् सदयधवलहासम् विठ्ठलम् चिन्तयामि विठ्ठलम् चिन्तयामि Pranams to the Lord. Pranams to all the Mahatmas in tonight's Eknathi Bhagawat session. We are in chapter 6. We have finished the first 267 Ovis. We will read the shloka number 29 and 30 now. Tadidai Yadavakulam Virya-shaurya-shriyoddhatam Lokan jighruksha-druddham he Velayeva maharnavaha Yadya samhritya driptanam Yadunam vipulam kulam Gantasnyanena lokoyam Udvelena vinangshyati.
Meaning of the verse: this race of Yadavas has become arrogant by its power and strength. It may eat up all the people. I have contained it within limits like a sea by its shore. 29. If I will go without finishing up the whole race of Yadavas who are thus out of control, this earth, the people on earth, will be destroyed by these Yadavas who are already uncontrollable. 30. 268. This race of Yadavas have become very arrogant by its power, valor, and prosperity. It is on the verge of destroying the righteousness in the world by its superior military power. 269. The Yadavas would not stop but may uproot the very foundation of good moral religion. But as the sea is held within limits by its shore, I have controlled them by my yogic powers. If I go to my abode by leaving such arrogant people without finishing them, they will be a terror to all people and to good religion. Who will control them? 271. It will be very hopeless, just as the sea devours everything if it transgresses its limit. 272. Thus, then again, you, the gods yourselves, will come to me complaining about their um, atrocities and tyrannical misdeeds. 273. This will not be controlled by the gods and also the demons. And when these will rise against all the virtuous aspects of life, it will be you again who will approach me for relieving you.
इदानीं नाशारब्धः कुलस्य द्विजशापजः यास्यामि भवनं ब्रह्मन् एतदन्ते तवानघ.
Meaning of the verse: now the destruction of this whole race is already begun, caused by the curse of Brahmins. When it will be extinct, Oh, the guileless Brahma,
I
I will reach my abode via your place. 31. So today only I have decided to start the process of annihilation of Yadavas. 275. Oh dear Brahma, when I will completely destroy these Yadavas, I will definitely go to my abode en route visiting your heavenly world. 276. Thus the Lord Sri Krishna spoke, which was listened to by the Lord Brahma and the Lord Shankara. All the deities were overjoyed and they started to rejoice by praising the Lord Hari. 277. All the deities gave slogans of victory to the Lord, clapped their hands with great joy, and by bowing before Vam Banamali, they offered handful of flowers to him.
श्रीशुक उवाच इत्युक्तो लोकनाथेन स्वयंभूः प्रणिपत्यतम् सह देवगणैर्देवः स्वधाम समपद्यत.
Meaning of the verse, Sri Shuka said to Parikshit, the Lord Brahmadeva thus spoke to by the Lord Sri Krishna, offered salutations to him, and accompanied by the deities, went back to his place. 32. 278. Sri Shuka said, O Parikshit, at this talk by Sri Krishna, the deities were very happy and they offered their namaskars to the Lord. 279. The gods, including Brahma, the sun, Shankara, bowed to the feet of the Lord Sri Krishna and went away. 280. They offered salutation and prostrations to the Lord, and the whole group returned to their places with great speed in a long line of their aeroplanes.
अथ तस्यामहोत्पातान् द्वारवत्यां समुत्थितान् विलोक्य भगवानाह यदुवृद्धान् समागतान्.
Meaning of the verse, then seeing the serious bad omens happening in the city of Dwaraka, the Lord addressed the veterans among Yadavas who had assembled there in this way. 33. 281. As soon as the Lord Sri Krishna decided to destroy the race of Yadavas, there began a series of mishaps and calamities in the city of Dwaraka. 282. Many comets appeared in the sky with long tails, three heads or three tails, etc. 283. There was earthquake, meteors fell from the sky, and naked ghosts danced and shouted in the sky. 284. Jackals and wolves roamed about in the road in daylight and began to cry and bray loudly. Dogs began lamenting through and outside of the city. Wild cats roamed about in the house. 286. Cows began to low at midnight. Children began to fight instead of playing, and kites began to attack men, and owls began to utter their foreboding notes everywhere. 287. People began to babble madly. They shouted, the death god has attacked. We are anyway going to die. Why are you running and hastening towards it? 288. Volcanoes and earthquakes played havoc, and sun rays were as hot as fire. Wind became so hot that its touch killed many people. 289. Dirt and dust were everywhere in the city. People could not open their eyes. All the directions and regions of the sky around became full of dust. 290. There began many mishaps in the city. There was a rain of blood in the city. All the Yadavas were very much afraid. 291. Many elderly Yadavas assembled together and said among themselves that since there are many calamities and bad omens are rampant, they were indicating that a great catastrophe is going to take place. 292. All came to Sri Krishna and narrated the whole thing to him. Seeing them greatly disturbed, Sri Krishna began to speak to them.
श्रीभगवानुवाच एते वै सुमहोत्पाताः ह्युत्तिष्ठन्तीह सर्वतः शापश्च नः कुलस्यासीत् ब्राह्मणेभ्यो दुरत्ययः.
Meaning of the verse, the Lord said, these omens are definitely going to take place everywhere because our race is cursed by Brahmins, which cannot be avoided at all. 34. 293. Sri Krishna said to Yadavas, these calamities and bad omens which are taking place on the ground, in the sky, and in the atmosphere. 294. When seen by me, remind me of the curse of the sages, Brahmins, which has fallen on our Yadava race, and surely these are signs of the curse. 295. The gods, including Hari and Hara, cannot counteract this curse, which is surely going to affect us. So, all of you should just now plan to leave this city and go away.
न वा न वस्त sorry न वस्तव्यमिहास्माभिः जिजीविषुर्भिरार्यकाः प्रभासं सुमहत्पुण्यं यास्यामोऽद्यैवमाचिरम्.
Meaning of the verse, O Aryans, if we want to leave, we should not stay here any longer. Today only we shall go to the sacred place of Prabhasa without any delay. 35. 296. We should now onwards leave Dwaraka. If we want to survive, we should go to Prabhasa. 297. Make haste, hurry up, start today, drop your attachments to homes and belongings. You should not stay here anymore, even for a moment.
यत्र स्नात्वा दक्षपशापात् गृहीतो यक्ष्मणोऽडुरात् विमुक्तः किल्बिषात् सद्यः भेजे भूयः कलोदयम्.
Meaning of the verse, this is the place by bathing where the moon, freed from the curse of Daksha, got his faces again. 293, 298. O the elder among Yadavas, this Prabhasa is a sacred place. By bathing here, the moon escaped from the curse of Daksha. 299. Daksha had given his 27 daughters in marriage to the moon, but by neglecting others, he loved only one of them, named Rohini. 300. That angered Daksha, who cursed the moon, by which he suffered from tuberculosis. Then the moon came to Prabhasa and performed purifi- purificatory rituals, including bathing and giving charity, etc. 301. That cured him of tuberculosis. He got back all his faces and began to shine with his former full brightness.
वयं च तस्मिन्नाप्लुत्य तर्पयित्वा पितॄन् सुरान् भोजयित्वोषिजो विप्रान् नानागुणवताञ्जसा.
We should bathe to ancestors and God and give good, tasty, and wholesome food to Brahmins with all our respect. 37. 302. We will perform various rituals, including bathing, charity, and propitiation of ancestors, and worship the Brahmins who are well versed in Vedas and sciences. 303. We will cook various tasty foods which are having many good qualities and offer them to gods and Brahmins, and will also give good articles in charity.
येषु दानानि पात्रेषु श्रद्धयोक्त्वा महान्ति वै वृजिनानि तरिष्यामः तानेर्नौर्भिरिवार्णवम्.
Meaning of the verse. by giving them gifts of great value with faith, we will go beyond calamities like oceans by boats. 38. 304. Just as seeds are sown in the field which has rich, humid soil, we should select eligible and deserving Brahmins and give them things of great value and quality with all our respect. 305. The mouth of the pure Brahmin is a good field, which is a soil which is proper without filling, and by selecting such fields, good gifts should be sown there. 306. There there should be humidity of humility, pure yoke of faith, and bullocks of mind control and control of sense organ, etc., should be tied to it. 307. When seed is sown with all such care, the crop of four achievements of life will be ripe and profusely abundant. 308. Just as we can go beyond the ocean by a boat, we will surpass the sins by the ferry of these good deeds, which are like the crop of merit.
श्रीशुक उवाच एवं भगवतादिष्टा यादवः कुलनन्दन गन्तुम् कृतधियस्तीर्थम् स्यन्दनान् समयूयुजन्.
Meaning of the verse, Shuka said, O Parikshit, who pleases his family, the Yadavas, thus directed by the Lord, decided to go and arranged to assemble their chariots. 309. Shuka said, O the giver of happiness to own race, Sri Krishna bade them to go to Prabhasa. 310. Veterans among Yadavas rose with all the Yadavas, yoked their horses to their chariots, and hurried out with a great speed, vying with each other.
अन्तरिक्ष्योद्धवो राजन् श्रुत्वा भगवतोदितम् दृष्ट्वारिष्टानि घोराणि नित्यम् कृष्णमनुव्रतः.
Meaning of the verse, O king, Uddhava saw them and heard the speech of Sri Krishna. He witnessed all the bad omens. He was ardent follower of Lord Sri Krishna. 40. 311. When the Yadavas set out to leave the city of Dwaraka, in all the haste, there was a great rush. There was no gap between the chariots, and a great noise of the horses, chariots, and shouts of Yadavas ensued. 312. O Parikshit, seeing the whole city as if awkward by a shock and going out in haste, Uddhava remembered what the Lord had said. 313. The Lord decided that day as the beginning of the destruction of Yadavas, a very fitting time to finish his final plan. 314. Uddhava was always with Sri Krishna, and he already knew the dialogue that took place between the Lord and the gods, including Brahma and Shiva. 315. He knew that since there were so many natural calamities in Dwaraka, though Sri Krishna was present there, it must be the plan of the Lord Himself. 316. By taking Yadavas to Prabhasa, Sri Krishna will suddenly bring about their annihilation because he is now eager to return to his eternal abode. 317. But the questions are, why did not Sri Krishna arrange this in Dwaraka city only? Why does he take them so far away? If these questions are raised, the answer is he knew everything rightly because he was the controller of all. 318. Dwaraka is a city where the citizens attained liberation, and as Yadavas were born from the gods, They were not destined for liberation. So the Lord is taking them away from Dwaraka. 319. As Yadavas are proud of their authority and position, they were not to die in Dwaraka. Knowing this, Sri Krishna had sent them away to Prabhasa. 320. The Lord Sri Krishna knew that grass which was grown from the powder of the pounding rod produced from the womb of Sambha was on the sea shore near Prabhasa.
Hariyo,
321.
Hariyo,
Yeah.
Hariyo. We can pause over here for today. Okay, you can share your thoughts first.
I just had because uh, I was going through the Mahabharata when Duryodhana was born. At that time, the amount of, I think even in Mahabharata, there is a this one on that, how the how the what were some of the bad omens which had come, and that is when Dhritarashtra or Vidura was telling Dhritarashtra and I think Bhishma also saying that these are bad omens. The same way I mean, it was a repeat telecast over here that the comets, the cows bowing, the dogs, this one, all these are some of these bad omens, and I really liked this particular this one saying that Sri Krishna knew about it right from the day one because he is the controller. He did not want the Yadavas to end the Yadavas in Dwaraka because Dwaraka is a place of liberation, and that is why he had taken them to a far off place called Prabhasa. And I think even in that Prabhasa, he must be having his own this one reasons to bring them over there so that and he also gave the reason why, because they were so much into what you call, they had so much of arrogance with them, and with this arrogance they cannot continue and they would become, and I think paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. So this is basically the Lord has to come, and Sri Krishna wanted to go to his abode. He did not want to come back once again in this particular place, is my opinion. That is why he wanted that particular to annihilate this particular race so that dharma can be stepped.
Beautiful.
I'm sorry, there is some puja happening, madam, so I'll put myself on mute.
Okay. Anybody else wants to share any thought? Radhakrishnan, any thoughts?
It's fairly clear and straightforward what's written. So,
Yes, very beautiful.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
I didn't understand the reason why Krishna didn't want them to die, all of them in Dwaraka. I didn't know. It's only after reading this I understood because
because
Dwaraka
yeah,
is city for
yeah.
liberation. Isn't it? Yeah.
And the
Very
306 OVI lighting, there should be humidity of humility. That phrase is so beautiful. There should be humidity of humility. Pure yoke of faith and bullocks of mind control and control of sense organ, etc. should be tied to it. When seed is sown with all such care, the crops of four achievements of life will be ripe and profusely. Just as we go beyond the ocean by a boat, we will surpass the sins by the ferry of these good deeds, which are so I loved these OVs. The way it has been put and the language that it is put, it was too good. Okay. So over to you, Venkatesh ji. We can conclude for today. Tomorrow, who is reading? It's you, Radhakrishnan ji, tomorrow. No.
I think
Or yours is
on
on Thursday,
Thursday.
I think. Yours is on Thursday.
Yeah.
God will know. Somebody will come ahead. And Sanjeev ji, you or
Tomorrow
yours
is
is on
tomorrow
10.
is mine. Tomorrow is
Oh,
mine, I
tomorrow
think.
is yours. Okay, okay, okay. Then Wednesday, who said that? That's, who else was there? Let it be. We'll figure it out. Okay, over to you, Venkatesh ji.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु.
Thank you so much, Venkateshi, for lovely reading and summing up. Thank you everyone for joining. Hari Om. See you all
Hari
tomorrow.
Om. Thank you.
Hari
Hari
Om.
Om. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Thank you.